Hey guys, I'm Eric with Extreme Terrain. In this video, I'm going to give you my review and install of these 6-inch I-Step running boards in black for all 2020 and later Jeep Gladiators. Now these side steps are perfect for the Gladiator owner out there who's looking for easier access whether they're getting in or out of the cab of their truck. Now getting into your Gladiator, even in its stock condition, is a tall order. And if you're going to add larger tires or a lift to your truck, it's going to make it even higher step up into your truck, so you're definitely going to be looking for a solution to that issue. Now this design for I-Step features a ribbed stepping surface that has squared off edges and a slightly textured surface that's going to make stepping on these safer regardless of the conditions that you're in. Now these running boards are made from high-grade aircraft aluminum alloy and they're finished in a durable black powder coat. Now a lot of these Jeeps, whether you're talking Wranglers or Gladiators, that come from the factory in the sport trim level, I think they look a little naked on the sides. They don't come with any side steps or anything like that. And I think they look a little exposed. Now, while these running boards from I-Step are not exactly overly stylized, they do have a rugged utilitarian look to them that's definitely going to finish out the look and give it a more finished appearance to your truck. Now these running boards are not designed to be rock sliders per se, so they're not going to give you heavy duty protection to the underside or rocker panels of your truck. However, the rocker panel area on Gladiators, as well as a lot of other vehicles, is very vulnerable to chipping and other damage from flying debris and rocks, whether you're driving down dirt roads or the interstate. Now, these running boards are going to provide a little bit of protection there and deflect a lot of that debris and protect those vulnerable areas. And they run full length from wheel well to wheel well. Now, I-Step prices these very competitively. These running boards are currently priced around $350. That's very competitive compared to a lot of other running boards or side steps that you might see out there right now. And as far as the installation goes, guys, I'm giving it a very basic 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter, some basic tools that are all you're gonna need, and as you'll see in a second, it's not overly challenging, nothing too in-depth here, pretty straightforward bolt-on installation. The only challenge you might have during your installation is depending on the mileage of your truck and how hard you've used it. If you have dirt or debris that's up in the threaded holes that are already mounted on your truck, you might want to spend some time getting in there with some solvent or spraying some water in there and either using a Q-tip or some other pipe cleaner type of material to get up in there and clean out any dirt or debris so you're not crossing the threads and causing yourself headaches during the installation. So let's take a quick look at what tools we're going to need and go ahead with our installation. All right guys, tools to use for this installation are an electric impact wrench, but you could also very easily use a hand socket wrench, 13 and 10 millimeter sockets, and a 10 millimeter crescent. All right, before we get to our installation, guys, I just wanted to show you some of the hardware and brackets we're going to be using for this. It's a pretty straightforward installation, but I just wanted to call out the labeling on here makes it nice and easy to show you where you're going to place the brackets. Now, they're not side specific versus driver or passenger. They're interchangeable that way, but they're noted on here DFM, DCM, and DRM for driver front, driver center, and driver rear. Now, that's going to tell you where to place these. Now, as far as the hardware goes, there are 2 different types of hex bolts in the kit. You've got these larger diameter, thicker ones. These are going to be the bolts that go up and bolt directly into a threaded hole that's already on your Jeep. And then you're going to have these smaller hex head bolts that are going to be 2 each on each bracket, and you're going to be using a nylon lock nut on these as well. So the biggest challenge for getting these larger bolts installed is if you've already been putting miles on your Jeep, you might have some dirt and debris up in that threaded hole. I would definitely recommend getting a pipe cleaner or something like that, shooting some lubricant up in there and cleaning it out and checking that first, because if you try to put a bolt into a dirty hole like that, it's going to cause problems, maybe cross-threading. So you want to avoid that if at all possible. So let's go ahead and get to the install. All right guys, now I'm here at the driver's side front position. I have the appropriate bracket and one of the fatter hex head bolts. Just going to line up our bracket like that. And like I said, it goes into the threaded holes on the underside of your Jeep. And to tighten it up, I'm going to use a 13 mil socket. Then we'll go ahead and get the other bolts for the front side. All right, now using some of these smaller bolts, ahead and slide one in. You got two washers, one for front and back. And then grab a nylon locking nut.
All right guys, now I have one of our running boards up here on the table. This is the bottom side. I wanted to show it to you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these bolts that have the square heads on them, and they fit in here, and we're gonna slide them down the tracks. And this is what's gonna mount the running board to the brackets we've already put on our Jeep. Now we'll be able to adjust these to line up with the brackets, and I'm going to do that actually when I'm down on the ground and we're setting this side step in place. All right guys, now because these running boards are made from high-grade aluminum alloy, they're very light even though they're very strong. So doing this as a one-person job is pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and lay it in place and just slide the bolts to line up with the holes in our brackets. Now we're going to move down to the end. And as you can see, they're adjustable in and out, as well as front to back. So just go ahead and slide it so that you have the positioning that you prefer, and then we can tighten them down with the nuts. All right guys, so we have a total of 6 bolts here, so go ahead and grab 6 nylon lock nuts and 6 washers after you have your alignment set it where you want. And again, these are 10 millimeter socket for these nuts. And we're just going to repeat this on down the line. And go ahead and repeat all this on the passenger side. All right guys, that pretty much wraps up this review and install of this 6-inch I-Step running boards in black for all 2020 and later Jeep Gladiators. Now of course, for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.